Welcome back to All Folks Racing PC. Welcome back to round 7. Yes, I have now figured out this is round 7 and not round 8. We continue to be with the Chevrolet Camaro GT4R at Road America, the bend version. So why don't we check out what happened in race 2, just making sure that we get the right replay here, because AMS2 bizarrely creates a new replay every time you watch the replay. So it should be this one, logically. So let's go for it. It's race 2, Road America, bend. You can see this little chicane over here. Generate some interesting overtaking in race 1, or at least overtaking attempts. Now, let's see how this race 2 is going to pan out as the old folks take the track yet again. Pause, clearly. And let's go through the starting grid. And let's go to the starting grid, shall we? Chase camera. This beautiful interface. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. How do I put this back? No, it was not the interface I wanted. Yeah, thank you. It was the overview. Yes, the overview is the one I want to get rid of. So, Chris Berry didn't have a great race in race 1. Now in pole position for race 2. Should be better. Mike Stevens alongside him. Mark Elder and Darren Head on the second row. That's going to be Sparky. Third row is Simon Allen, Christian Clark. Fourth row, it's Jürgen Smets and Diogo Silva. Fifth row, it's Kev Allen and Fred Bakker. Fred a little bit further back than in race 1. Also further back is Rob Oldham in 11th, followed by Scruff. 13th and 14th are Jorge Luna and Matt Coward, and the last row is shared by David Good and Barry Evans. It should be a good race. The question is, will we have carnage at the start or not? We had a lot of carnage, but this time around they should be better behaved. Nice start there by Chris Berry, checking out from the entire field, and let's be on the lookout for carnage. So far everyone seems to be fairly behaved, as in turn 1 they go, and absolutely brilliant Chris Berry takes the lead in turn 1, followed by Mike Stevens and Mark Elder. They're ahead in 4th, so the top 4 maintaining their positions. Diogo Silva there happy to 7th, overtook Jürgen Smets. Oh, and someone is falling down quite badly. That's Rob Oldham. Rob Oldham is no, it's not. It's Simon Allen. I apologize. It's Simon Allen. Simon Allen has had a problem. He is off the track. He has been in the gravel, and we will see how this happened. Oh, it was with Christian Clark as they were running side by side. I think it's probably better to rewind a little bit to see who was coming with more momentum, as Simon Allen was actually trying to go on the inside there, and that didn't quite work, and he loses momentum. Christian Clark on the outside, definitely coming with more momentum, so definitely going side by side. They're slightly off track, but pretty much everyone is doing that, and now they are running side by side, and Simon Allen moved just a little bit too early there, and Christian was, well, he couldn't get out of there, he could disappear, and bang, both drivers have, well, both drivers off the track, both drivers are recovering, and both drivers now running 15th and 16th as we go. And Jorge Luna was partially involved in this as well, was he, or was this a separate incident? Well, it seems to me it was a separate incident involving Rob Oldham and Luna in turn 2, and Rob was trying to come at on the inside, but not quite, and then Rob was just a little bit too anxious there to get that overtake done. Ends up putting Luna off the track, so Luna in 14th. So 4 drivers have been facing various bits of action. 12th is now David Good, so 11th is Barry Evans, 10th is Matt Coward, 9th is Scrub, 8th is Fred Bakker, and we have the usual midfield action there. Oh, someone is off there. Someone is off there, and that is that Cavalan? No, that's race. That's pole position. That's Chris Berry already in trouble. Chris Berry, how did this happen? not even four corners. Well, it was actually four corners as he. Ooh, was he punted from behind by Mike Stevens? We'll have a look at this. No, he just runs wide. Now he's in the grass and kaboom, he goes and well, loses quite a lot of momentum. Look at all these Camaros overtaking him as Jürgen Smets is very interested. Look at Diogo Silva up into fourth place from starting eighth. So that was some good moves in there for Diogo to be up into fourth. Jürgen Smets in fifth place. They go through the carousel for the first time. And just in case you wondered, Mike Stevens is again leading this race. The winner of race one is already in a good position here in race two as Jürgen Smets. Look at that, and Chris Perry is trying to come back at these two, but Jürgen Smets very interested in that position now through the fence. Darrenhead in third place, already losing a bit of touch with the top two. But anyway, oh, Diogo Silva spins! Diogo Silva spins! Oh! Disaster! Disaster for Diogo Silva spins and can they buy? Oh no, no, absolute carnage! Oh, and he gets hit yet again. And oh my, this has been quite quite an off as he now joins the club of drivers that have lost time with various incidents. Actually, Jorge Luna, nicely done there, up into 11th. He has overtaken Struck. We'll get actually a replay from Luna's perspective because it seems to me that he saw some of this action. No. Let's see who hit who. As you see, was stationary. It was Matt Coward in the first instance. And look at that, Matt also. Look at that. And then nicely done there by Barry Evans going up into 8th place. Barry managed to avoid all that carnage. Anyway, look at David Good up into 9th. So a number of drivers have done a clean first lap. David Good up into 9th. Barry Evans up into 8th place. And pretty much everyone behind 10th has had carnage in the first lap. Matt Coward has hit Diogo Silva. Jorge Luna was hit by Rob Oldham Scruff. We haven't seen what happened with him, but probably some issue as well. Rob Oldham, of course, has collided with Luna. Diogo Silva has been hit multiple times after spinning and being stationary in the middle of the track. And of course, look at this, Christian Clark is off again. And he's going to drop to last. And someone is spinning there. Who's that? That's David Good. David Good, who was in such a good position. Did he have a problem? Did he get hit by anyone? Let's have a quick look as he is behind. Oh no, he's slowing down. He's getting overtaken by Matt Coward there. And and everyone just runs wide here in this corner. But David, some sort of problem, which is a bit of a shame because he was doing very well indeed, up into 9th place from starting 15th, and now he's in pit lane, and I'm not sure this is going to be terminal or not. Anyway, one thing we haven't seen, and we'll get a replay, is that Mark Elder, in the meantime, has gone ahead of Mike Stevens. He may even have led the first lap. No, he didn't. Well, they were basically side by side on the line, and Mark Elder, nice exit from the last corner, and he's basically side by side by the time they crossed the start finish line for the first time. Actually, Mike Stevens led that lap, but it was all temporary as Mark Elder now goes into the lead of this race. So look at the battle for the lead. Look at this. This is heavy duty battling as we will follow other battles shortly to understand what is going on in this race. But Mark Elder taking the lead of the race now. Mike Stevens in 2nd place. 3rd is Darrenhead. Up to 4th, of course, is Jürgen Smets. 5th is Chris Perry, and Chris is very close to Jürgen, and Chris already had a problem on the opening lap in this, well, exactly like now, running wide in turn 4, exactly like he's doing again. This time around, though, he does not spin, and actually goes on the outside of Jürgen Smets for a great move there. Up into 4th place, down to 5th goes Jürgen. 6th is Kev Allen. 7th is Fred Bakker. Fred already losing a bit of touch with the top 6. Up into 8th is Barry Evans. Barry had a very clean first lap, avoiding all sorts of carnage. Matt Coward is in 9th spot. 10th is Jorge Luna is in 10th. 11 is Scruff, 12 is Rob Oldham, and 13th is Diogo Silva. After that, those multiple spins, 14th is Christian Clark, and 15th is Simon Allen. These two drivers are running around 5-6 seconds from the rest of the pack. And pretty much everyone around here had problems as well. But we will go back to the race lead and this amazing battle between Mark Elder and Mike Stevens first and second in this race. Now we are on lap 2. It's a pretty long lap around here, 2.5 minutes every lap with this GT4 car. Oh, Mark Elder has had a problem there. 4 exit from the Canada corner. And here comes Mike Stevens now. This is the end of lap 2 in already very interesting battles right at the front. Keep an eye on Chris Perry versus Darren Head because Chris is coming back trying to challenge for the lead of this race. And oh, Chris Perry is off. He's going to pit lane. No, he's not. But something. Well. Was this on his own or was this assisted? And it seems that it was on his own. Into the last corner, he's curbing there, but especially and it's using the curb and the grass at the same time. He's definitely not. Look at this. That's Jürgen Smets and Caval, and possibly also Fred Bakker is going to go through. Not quite. Fred tucks in just behind Chris. I don't think he's going to be able to overtake him into turn 1. He's coming with a lot more momentum and he might think about it. Well, he might actually think a lot about it, but decided not to do it. Chris Perry not having the race that he wanted. He started on pole position already. 2 separate mistakes on his own. Great move around Jürgen Smets on the outside, but it all went to naught when this continues to run wide there, and this is very dangerous with this car and track because you can see the grass is dangerously just at the edge of the track, so no tarmac here. He's still in 6th place. Oh, sorry, Mark Elder has lost the lead again. Mark Elder has lost the lead. Mark Elder has lost the lead, and we love when Mark Elder loses the lead, so we're going to have a good replay. Probably coming out of turn 3 a little bit slow, or turn 2 actually a little bit slow. Yes, that was the case. And now Mike Stevens is going to go on the outside. We are seeing some moves here in turn 4 on the outside, which is quite interesting as the driver in front is defending the inside, but the driver behind comes with more momentum, a bit of drafting with this car, and Mike Stevens is going to brake later than Mark Elder and complete the move. Absolutely brilliant. Mike Stevens goes back into the lead of this race. Let's see if Mark is going to be able to recover. Let's go through the field again and figure out if something else has happened. Third continues to be Darren Head. He does not seem to have the pace to battle for the lead of this race. 4th is Jürgen Smets, 5th is Caval, and 6th is now Chris Perry, 7th, of course. And something has happened to Rob Oldham. Something has happened to Rob Oldham. We'll get a replay on that, but seems to be some interesting action here involving Matt Coward. Well, what is this? We will have a replay. Look at that, everyone so close to one another that definitely, we missed quite a lot of stuff here, so we'll definitely go and rewind and see what on earth happened here, because we have a mighty scruff between, basically, I think at the top of this is Matt Coward, yes, 8th place, then it's Luna, Scruff, Rob Oldham, and Diogo Silva, and Barry Evans. Barry has dropped back to 13th, so something has happened to Barry. He's still ahead of Simon Allen and Christian Clark, and David Good, by the way, he's still running in 16th, so he did not retire. But let's have a quick look at what happened here, because there is a mighty kerfuffle there between Rob Oldham. Let's go with Rob on the chase camera. Rob is perhaps faster than some of these guys in front, and look at that. It is Matt Coward, Luna, and Scruff that are scrubbing it out. Oh, and a bit of a late move there by Luna, but still worked up into 9th place. But Rob Oldham absolutely nowhere to go, because everyone is now he's and Luna ends up being the driver that has lost the most out of here, but it looked like a little bit of an out of control move there by Rob Oldham. Let's see if we can establish. Rob Oldham does not even brake there. And how on earth did he manage to do that corner? I'm not really sure what to think about here as he goes up into 9th place, but look at that, that's still Diogo Silva is trying to go around Scruff and Rob Oldham at the same time. As they, and they collide now in turn 4, and Diogo is coming right at him, and Rob Oldham, and now he's lost it again, so he might have some problems with his controls. Because he is perhaps having a... No, this is just a normal braking here. Let's see, well, a bit of pushing and shoving as you would expect in turn 4, but now... No, he's having problems with his controls, surely. And that's probably what generated that incident there with Boone as well. Up into 9th goes Diogo Silva here, Scruff, and Rob Oldham is having problems. He seems to be having problems with his car, with his controls, possibly the throttle and the brake. He's still in 11th place, now being chased by Simon Allen. Luna is down to 13th, with Christian Clark in 14th. Let's go back to the race leaders as we are now on lap 3. Down into Canada corner they go. One more time, and it is race 1 winner and GT4 expert Mike Stevens that continues to lead this race in that number 55, the blue car. Mark Elder in 2nd place. You can see Darren Head there, and you can also see Jürgen Smets and Kev Allen, and they are very close to one another, with Chris Berry trying to get back into the top 5. But still, between the top 6, we've got 6 seconds. So that's, well, everyone is within one mistake of dropping to 6th place. As they complete another lap, completion of lap 3. It should be 8 or 9 laps, can't quite remember. But we are not yet at the midpoint of this race. As Jürgen Smets defends from Kev Allen, but you can see them all in the same shot. And Fred Bakker is there at the back. He's not... And Rob Oldham is pitting. Rob Oldham is pitting. And it might be the retirement for Rob. Yes, it is a retirement. It is a retirement for Rob, possibly problems with his controls. And that's a bit of a shame because David Good is still running, but he has been delayed by a problem as well. And now Rob Oldham retires from the race. Barry Evans is in 15th spot. Let's go through the field in reverse. Rob Oldham has retired. Jorge Luna is coming back at Christian Clark, or maybe it's Christian that overtook Luna after that incident with Rob. So they're running 12th and 13th. Simon Allen is running on his own in 11th. Scruff is in 8th. And one thing we haven't seen is this battle between Matt Coward and Diogo Silva. And it seems to me this is the right moment to focus here, because Diogo is coming on the inside there of turn 4. And potentially going to go up into 8 spots. And both drivers give each other room, and Diogo Silva goes up into 4th place. Matt Coward will try to go back on the inside here, but didn't quite work. So Diogo up into 8th place. 7th is running on his own is Fred Bakker. And then we've got Chris Berry. Chris Berry is coming quite close to this duo, this duet of Jürgen Smets and Kev Allen. They've been running like this. You can see the top 2, and you can see actually that, well, they seem more packed up. And yes, you can see it in the leaderboard. It's now only 5 seconds. Only 5 seconds between the top 6. So everyone is kind of like getting bunched together here as we approach the midpoint of this race. Let's see how much overtaking we see, but the top 5 are definitely running as a very close pack. As you can see that Jürgen Smets is also getting closer to Darren Head. Look at the gap. Someone runs right there. Surely this is an opportunity for Chris Berry. It is an opportunity for Chris Berry to go around Kev Allen, but Kev is having none of it. And now, but Chris comes on the inside. Nicely done there by Chris Berry. That was a good move. We've seen some good moves in race 1 as well in this corner. He now controls the car without going to the grass. And Mike Stevens is pitting. Mike Stevens is pitting, and Mike Stevens has a drive-through penalty, we understand, and it's a disaster for the race one winner and race leader, as he's going to lose an enormous amount of time in this very long pit lane. You can see he's already in seventh place, and well, I believe Diogo Silva, Matt Coward, Scruff, pretty much everyone is going to get ahead of him. There they go, Diogo, there goes Matt, and there goes Scruff, and possibly Simon Allen. Is he going to still be in the top 10? Mike Stevens, he may just get away with it. No, he doesn't. He drops to 11th as oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This is a disaster. Here's a drive-through penalty for a jump start. It wasn't even that good a start by Mike Stevens, and he still got the drive-through penalty. That's well. Anyway, he now has to. Well, he could have chosen any other lap to do it, but he decided to open a bit of a gap to try to come up in clean air. Which well, he is in clean air right now, so he might go faster than Simon Allen. We'll keep an eye on that. But now this means that Mark Elder is up into the lead of this race with 1.8 seconds over Darren Head. Third is now Jürgen Smets. Fourth is now Chris Perry. And fifth is Kev Allen. And Kev Allen is still, well, 4.5 seconds between the top five. It used to be the top six. But what a great battle we have here now in the second half of this race, because pretty much anyone can win this race in the top five with a bit of imagination, and certainly anyone, including Mark Elder, who is the driver that is separated from the rest of the group. Any mistake will drop them down to fifth place, surely. There is a big gap to sixth place. That's 8 seconds between Kev Allen and Fred Bakker, with another 7 seconds gap to seventh place. That's Diogo Silva. 8 is now Matt Coward, and let's see what Mike Stevens can do from 11. We'll keep an eye on his progress. The problem is now that we are already completing lap 5, so 3. Oh, and here comes Chris Perry. Here comes Chris Perry on the inside of Jürgen Smets. This is for a podium position, and Chris Perry is going to go up into third place. Chris Perry goes into third place as Darren Head is the next target, but Jürgen is not done with him yet. Ooh, so close. But everyone gives each other room. Darren seems to have well, a bit of a pace problem at the moment. The gap is actually not that, well, not increasing that much to Mark Elder. It's now 1.9 seconds. It's stable, but Chris Perry seems to have, like, all of a sudden put a second turbo in this car, as or some hybrids help, because he is coming very fast indeed into second place. Darren Head protects the inside. Ooh, so close, but gives him space. Can Chris Perry go up into... Oh, look at this. Look at Jürgen Smets as well. And everyone is outbreaking themselves. It's brilliant. But Chris Perry ends up... Let's get the replay of Jürgen Smets, because Jürgen was trying to... Jürgen was trying hard to... Well, look at this. He was drafting from both of them, as he was trying to go around the outside. So this is good stuff. No contact there. And Jürgen now, well, perhaps a bit optimistically, is going around the outside, as Darren Hedlund breaks himself, and so does Jürgen. And where does this leave Kev Allen? Yes, thank you very much, Jürgen, he says. He's up into fourth place. And look at Darren now. Darren is, well, everyone is just running a little bit too hard. Is the problem with this car, as you go and battle with other drivers, you just try to extract a little bit more pace, but all of a sudden you go over that line, and this is the limit, and you start running wide. And in this track, as Chris Perry found out, it's not a very good idea to run wide. The grass is very slippery indeed. Now Mark Elder is going to start thinking about Chris Perry, because he's done the 221.863. That is absolutely alien time in All Fox Racing PC. Mark Elder 223, so certainly he's going to start his own booster, because Chris Perry is coming, and we still have 3 laps to go. Third is Darren Head, that is Kev Allen. Down to fifth is Jürgen Smets. We'll keep an eye on other battles, as Mike Stevens has overtaken Simon Allen. We'll get the replay of that, as we promised to follow his progress. it was probably done in turn 4. Yes, it was. So Scruff is ahead of both of them, and here comes Mike Stevens, and everyone giving each other room. But in the end, Simon, he was trying to do the over/under there, didn't quite work. But well, up into 10th goes Mike Stevens, 12th is Christian Clark, and then we've got Luna, Barry Evans, and still running as well is David Good. Now let's go back to the battle for the lead of this race, because now there's a three-way battle, and Darren Head is losing a bit of steam here in the last few laps, and he's now under pressure from Kev Allen. Kev recovered 4th place from Jurgen in that turn 4 move in the last lap, and then we've got the top 5 in the same screen. That's absolutely brilliant. So we should have at least 8 laps, so 2 laps to go. So that's 4 minutes 40. So it should be 2 more laps. Now let's look at the gap at the front, 1.2 seconds. Let's look at the lap time this time around. Mark Elder is going to cross the line, and what can he give us? He gives us a 2:23.2 and 2:22.2, a second faster. It was Chris Perry. Darren Head up into third, already going defensive. Kev Allen is having ideas in turn 1, but he's too far behind. Jürgen Smith is trying to benefit from these two drivers battling it out with each other, and I suspect we are going to see something interesting coming in turn 4. Depends how they exit this corner. It's absolutely critical to have a good exit here, and it seems to me that both Kev and Jürgen have had a good exit. So Darren Head, I would not be surprised if he goes defensive. He's already going on the inside, and look at this, they're doing tandem drafting there to try to overtake. Look at this, Jürgen is on the inside of Kev. Jürgen is on the inside of Kev and may try to overtake the two of them as they break to turn 4. Oh, and Darren Head outbreaks himself. Darren Head outbreaks himself. He's going to lose 2 positions. Darren Head is, well, possibly problems with his brakes, as he is now down into 5th spot, as Jürgen is up into 4th, and 3rd is Kev Allen. And this battle is absolutely brilliant. We should have a couple more laps. I think it's 9 laps, not 8, but we'll keep an eye on the timer. Other battles, well, no one else has gained any positions or lost. 60 still Fred Wagner, 7 Joe Silva, 8 Matt Coward, 9 Scruff, and 10 is Mike Stevens, with Simon Allen and Christian Clark running 11th and 12th. And well, it's not over. It's absolutely not over at the front, and not over for 3rd place as well. For a podium, we've got 3 contenders: Kev Allen, Jürgen Smets, and Darren Head. And we'll keep an eye on Chris Perry. Chris Perry now losing a bit of time. Well, not really. It oscillates the gap between 1.2 and 1.4, but we'll see the gap at the line, what it is, and who is running faster. Mark Elder probably has woken up a little bit and is trying to increase his pace, as Kev Allen continues to defend from Jürgen Smets, and Darren Head is trying to get back. Let's see now at the line what the times are. The gap is now a second. Mark Elder, what can he give us on lap 7? He gives us a 2:22.0. That is faster for Mark Elder, but even faster goes Chris Perry, 2:21.884. Other drivers are on 2:23s, 2:24s, which is not surprising given that they are battling with each other. Always a good way to lose time, and you can see here that Kev Allen was a bit defensive there into turn 1, but now we are going to watch turn 4 again, which is where the real action here. But Darren Head is trying to get some early action there in turn 2. Didn't quite work. And let's see now from Darren's perspective how this is going to pan out. The gap at the front is only 1 second, and they are on lap 8, and we will have a lap 9 surely. Looking at the timer, we'll have a lap 9, so this is not the last lap of the race. Here comes Darren Head, is a bit too far behind, and also Jürgen is too far behind Kev, so no action in turn 4. Everyone keeps the car on the track. Keep an eye on other battles, but this one is definitely worth following because it's going to go down to the line. Look at the gap at the front. Look at the gap at the front is 7/10 of a second. 7/10 of a second, 1.5 laps to go. The two aliens are battling it out at the front. Mark Elder continues to lead this race since Mike Stevens took his drive through. By the way, Mike Stevens still sitting in 10th place and actually didn't check out that much from Simon Allen. As we can see, ooh, and there is a Scruff and Mike Stevens, and let's get a replay on if any action has happened in turn 4. And this was Mike trying to go on the outside of Scruff. Battle for 9th place here is as hard as ever now. Mike is trying to go side by side into the next corner, but it didn't quite work. They give each other room, but Simon Allen all of a sudden is back into this mix. So battles through the field as we normally have in All Folks Racing PlayStation. We'll keep an eye on the other battles, but let's follow these guys for a few more corners to see if there is any action whatsoever. As the last lap is about to begin. Now Chris Perry is too far behind. These three are behaving themselves, third, fourth, and fifth. And let's go again on board with Simon Allen as he tries to go around. Mike Stevens is running wide. Simon Allen is running wide and losing momentum, but he keeps it in the tarmac. Now let's go through Canada corner with these guys as Mike Stevens really is trying everything to go into that 9th place. Now into Canada corner they go. This should be a good overtaking point. And so will the last corner and of course the start-finish line. Let's see what Mark Elder can give us on this lap. Half a second and just one more lap to go. And here comes Mike Stevens now on the inside. Didn't quite work because he's not really alongside Scruff. It's Scruff doing a great job. Mike Stevens goes out and Simon Allen is losing momentum, but Mike is now going to do not quite lap 9, 2:22.2, and again Chris Perry with a 2:21. And someone is retiring from the race. It's oh, what happened to Christian Clark? What is happening to Christian Clark? He teleported himself to the pits. Hence, oh, and it seems to be that he lost it. Might be some problems with his controls again. Oh, he's not. It doesn't sound very good. And possibly problems with his controls. And that's another retirement. As Chris Perry is. Oh, and up into 4th goes Darren Head. We missed that. We missed Darren Head going up into 4th. Or to be more specific, Jürgen Smets dropping into 5th, which is, I think, what has happened. Or was it Camaro? Oh, it was Jürgen. Jürgen, everyone is just one mistake away and from 5th place, and that's what happened to Jürgen Smets. He's pretty much ahead of 6th place man Fred Bakker. Jürgen Silva in 7th, gaining ground, but it's a little bit too late now. As now the last lap is upon us, and Mark Elder has one lap to defend from Chris Perry. Can he do it? Keep an eye on other battles now. Then head up into 4th place. He's a bit too far behind Kev. He's a second behind, so I think that Kev probably has this podium secured. And we will, of course, we will keep an eye on this battle because it's absolutely brilliant. And this Mike Stevens now is the big opportunity for Mike Stevens. Mike Stevens is right behind Scruff, and Scruff is probably going to go defensive. But Mike Stevens is having none of it and is going to go on the inside. And Simon Allen trying to follow him. Keep an eye on last lap. Look at this. This is the turn 4 for the last time. And didn't quite work for Chris Perry as Mike Stevens goes and takes 9th place, and so close, and the contact between Scruff and Simon Allen, but they both maintain their racing lines. And Simon Allen also up into 10th. A few more corners to go. And how many opportunities is Chris Perry going to have? This is one, and Mark Elden knows that it's coming. Look at this. Chris Perry on the inside is going for it. Mark Elden shuts the door. They both run wide. This is last lap action in Old Fox Racing PC between the two aliens. And look at that. We are absolutely thrilled. 2 more opportunities, 3 more opportunities that I see. The first one is coming here, but it is a very good action from the carousel. Into the bend they go. He's too far behind. I think this is a little bit too much. He probably will take the bend as quickly as he can, trying to get a good exit out of here. As Mark Elder also has a good exit, but now he's close. Now he's close. He could dive into Canada corner. Could he dive into Canada corner? Just a few more corners to go in this race, and Mark Elder continues to hold on for this lead, but Chris Perry also wants this win. They break to Canada corner. They both maintained their composure through Canada corner. Now, one more chance to go, and that is to just dive in the last corner. And he's thinking about it surely. But Mark Elder has a good exit from there, and now it's a drag race to the line. Drag race to the line, and Mark Elder, I think, is going to win this by the tightest of margins as he crosses the line first. Yes, it's Mark Elder who wins this race from Chris Perry, but what a battle. Third is going to be Kev Allen, fourth is going to be Darren Head, fifth is going to be Jurgen Smets after that mistake in the penultimate lap, sixth is going to be Fred Bakker, and seventh is going to be Diogo Silva, eighth is going to be Mike Stevens. Oh, something happened to Matt Coward. Something happened to Matt Coward. What on earth happened to Matt Coward? He lost a lot of ground. And we will definitely see he's sitting in 12th behind Luna. And he was sitting in 8th place. So much action that we missed. What happened to Matt Coward? But he lost an enormous amount of time. The question is, did he... Oh, and this is what happened. You can see it from Scrubb's. Oh, and this was when actually Mike Stevens was overtaking Scrub. And we'll see it from his perspective. Now he's in turn one, and they actually are going to see a stationary car roundabout. Well, not here, but in the next corner. There is Matt Coward, and he's going to lose it. And Mike Stevens already up into 9. Now all of a sudden sees a stationary car there. Whoa, that was close. Simon also missed it. And which side did Simon take there? Did anyone actually hit? Oh, look at that. That was absolutely close. Oh, Simon did hit a stationary Matt Coward. And Luna is also going to go up into 11th spot. On the last lap, look at this. He's coming with more momentum and he's going to go up into 11th. Ooh, that's going to be very close. But Luna up into 8th. So Mike Stevens ends up. Let's just rewind, fast forward, sorry. As we already saw the incident and we already had seen Diogo Silva in 7th place cross the line. Oh, look at this. Simon Allen was. These guys were at it on the last lap. Oh, and Simon Allen hits the back of Mike Stevens. They both run wide, and Simon Allen actually is going to spin. Simon Allen is going to spin, and where is Scrap? Scrap could actually go up into 9th place. Yes, he does. So Simon Allen on the last lap. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That was a bit of a shame to lose it like that. He was coming strongly, but hit the back of Mike Stevens and then lost control of his own car. Mike Stevens finishes in 8th place at a bit of a disappointment after leading for so much. Scrap nicely land in 9th place. 10th is going to be Simon Allen. 11th is going to be Luna. 12th is going to be Matt Coward. And 13th is going to be Barry Evans. And 14th, David Good will run the last few corners with them, as we haven't seen a lot of direction through the race. Barry Evans was up into 8th place at one point, but then dropped back to 13th, and now completes the race. And David Good had a problem in the beginning of the race. At one point, he was up into 8th place as well, but had to stop, had to do a pit stop, which is unusual in Volkswagen Racing PC. Possibly some problems with his controls, but he's still running and still gets the points for 14th, whilst Mr. Clark and Rob Oldham are the two retirements of this race. What an amazing combo this was, and I will say it again, GT4 in AMS2 is just absolutely brilliant, and a league should be run just with GT4s, perhaps an idea for next season. But for now, from Road America, it is game over, and see you in the next round, always in the Delivery channel.